The bushings, my guides don't have any place, so I won't touch the guide bushings. They're fine, so if I don't touch the guide bushings, it means I can. I'll have to work on the exhaust valves anyway. Well, there are some very deep pits, and you can see here. What about the intake valves? I don't have to touch the working surface, I can just make the seat's working surface a little narrower and lap the valve. Now I'll show you how this is done using this set of countersinks for the GAZ53 engine. There are good countersinks, burrs, everything. Let's get started. So I reamed it with a wide 15-degree reamer on the top. That is, I want to show you this. Here is my working surface, I won't touch it. So I removed some from the top, made the seat a bit narrower and more frequent. I'll take a little off the bottom, but I won't touch the working surface of the exhaust valves. Here as well there's a little trick if you don't replace the guide bushings if they're not worn out. And if there are no big pits on the seats like here, for example on the exhaust seat, it won't work like that anymore. Here you'll have to fully restore it. But if there are no big pits, then basically you can just make it narrower and lap the valve, which is much simpler and faster. That's a little trick. Now I'm going to remove the 75-degree one, so I went over it with a 75-degree reamer, a cutter, and the working surface remained untouched, and that's it. So it's about 1 millimeter now, but when lapping the valve it will increase to about 1.5 millimeters. It will be just as it should be. Now I'll start working on the wide exhaust valves. Of course, that's going to be a bit more work. So I went over the exhaust valves and the exhaust seats, used a 45-degree cutter, meaning I removed the working surface. I keep working on it until all the pits are gone, meaning until it's in this condition. I left one seat unfinished for comparison, to show how it gets cleaned up. So here we can see, here it's making contact, and here there were such deep pits. So this valve was absolutely, you could say, not working at all. Well, it's a little better on this side. So now I've exposed the working surface, then I'll make it narrower, that is the dimensions will be about 1 millimeter. Adjust it, remove 15 degrees from the top and 75 degrees from the bottom. I don't know if it will be visible or not. So this is the working surface I have left, and this part I removed at a wide 15-degree angle. That is, we remove more at 15 degrees, more than half, and then at the bottom we just even it out a little. And that's all because if you remove more from the lower wide 75-degree part, then the working surface will shift somewhere to the side. That is, if we remove at a 15-degree angle, the working surface will shift closer to the center of the valve. if we remove more at 75 degrees, the track will move toward the edge of the valve, which is very bad. The valve is thinner there, it wears out quickly, burns out, and so on. So I removed the 15-degree angle. All the seats are hard to see, but here it's a bit clearer. So this is what I have left. The working surface, the 45-degree one. This is where I removed the upper part. So now I'm going to remove at 75 degrees. So these pits that are left a little bit, I'll get rid of them. I won't repeat the process. The width of the saddle should be about 1.5 millimeters. So I went over it with the 15 degree, the wide one, and now it's hard to see, of course, but now this flat surface here, this is what's left for me, the working surface. This is my 15-degree angle, and this is my 75-degree angle, so the flat surface, the working surface, is about 1 millimeter. Well, when I lap the valve, it will widen to about 1.5 millimeters or so. So this is how a properly machined seat should look. More is removed by the 15-degree angle, less by the 75-degree working angle, but here it's less than 0.5 millimeter. But that's not important. When it starts to be lapped, it will take its normal shape. Here we also look. This is my working surface, 45. This is 15 to 75. Here as well, I repeat, I did not touch the working surface on the intake valves. That means there will be less work here. Lapping this literally takes a few minutes. Here it is. I just made it narrower, removed 75 degrees at the bottom and 15 degrees at the top. That's all. The head is already bored out. Now I'll be grinding the valves on the machine and lapping them.